So I couldn't have done that on my own. And also, I couldn't have done the other things that I've done. Uh, I mean, I had all kinds of anxiety. If you look back a couple of years, I had all kinds of anxiety about even being a passenger in a car. Just about anybody's car. There were a couple of exceptions, like my best friend Mike Yako. I always could um, be a passenger with him driving without much trouble. But pretty much any other vehicle, I couldn't do it. I had to drive, or I couldn't go. I brought my kids down to go out on a fishing boat, my brother's fishing boat, a couple of years ago. I couldn't get on that. I got on the boat, looked around, hey, this is cool, and then I got the hell out of there, and I went and because I was no way I was going out there on that boat, because it's not fear of water, it's not fear of drowning, it's not fear like that. It was more just loss of control, being pinned in place, and thus becoming totally aware of the approach of death, which is, I believe that the form of anxiety that I had was really hyper awareness to the real approach of death. I think that's what it was. Because when you're stressed enough and enough shit happens, eventually lose distraction. All the distractions from mortality just kind of burn off, and you're left with just that realization that, fuck, I'm gonna die. And it feels like it's gonna happen right then and there. So anyway, yeah, I couldn't travel anywhere at all. Um, but then I did, because of a variety of circumstances that, God put me on. Um, I did everything for the extreme long distance driving, and then flying again for the first time in years. And I did it, 3 times in 2018. 2 round trips from New Hampshire to San Antonio, and then finally the one-way Boston to San Antonio in September. So um, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God now for what has happened, to allow the the these things to happen, to allow me to do this. But um, it's not true that I waited for God to do something. That's not at all. I mean, that's not at all true. I mean, that's completely false. I no. I mean, yes, I did some waiting of a sort, but wasn't waiting for God. And yeah, no. All the things that I've managed to do in 2018, the achievements I have accomplished, I accomplished them with God's assistance, direction, blessing, putting other people in places at times, uh, you know. But I didn't wait. I didn't sit there and wait. And now another fallacy that's propagated around on social media is, just wait. No, don't wait. Um, you're waiting for, and I wish I could claim it was my own coinage, but you're waiting to take that nice long dirt nap. That's what you're gonna get if you wait. You're gonna get hollowness followed by oblivion. So no, you don't wait. You recognize what you want, and you go do it. You know, that's what I'm about now. Is figure out what you want, go do it. Um, so I do have gratitude. I do have gratitude uh, for life itself and for the lives of my daughters. Those are the main things for which I'm consistently grateful. Um, and I try to be grateful for little things on top of that. But the main things are life and the lives of my daughters. And that that is a sort of regulating, moderating state that helps to keep me from going too far into, focus on scarcity. And uh, I mean, I'm almost immune to overemphasizing abundance, but not entirely. I mean, there are times where um, some success or whatever puts me in a place of arrogance or complacency a little, I don't know, for an hour or whatever, here and there. And gratitude helps to round that out, prevent that. Um, but also, crucially, realism. I mean, realism, for fuck's sake. Realism. I mean, before I came down here, like I said, I looked at other cities. I mean, at one point, I was open to the idea of moving to Knoxville, Tennessee, or back to Boston. And then at one point, Portland, Oregon, or even Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. These were all places that I looked. Oh, and El Paso as well. I looked at El Paso quite a bit, actually. So I looked at all these places. I mean, I didn't just go with the gut stuff or whatever. I also looked at numbers of, crime rates and, population size and demographics and prevalence of college degrees in the adult population and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, realism. Pay attention to what you can observe, what can be mathematically proven, substantiated. That's due diligence. That's due diligence for every human being. And you know, uh, if you must look at it in a religious framework, then God gave you a brain, for fuck's sake, use it. Observe real phenomena and data and do something. Don't just wait, and don't think that because you believe that there's a God, um, that whatever you do constitutes his fucking plan. I mean, that is such an outrage. It's such an outrage. It's a horrible blasphemy against truth and all that is good. I mean, to think that whatever uh, whatever anyone does is God's plan. I mean, come the fuck on.